On today's
No.
episode,
We talking about being a blessing today.
What about the children are our future?
We are talking about being a blessing. How are you a blessing?
I showed up today.
How are you a blessing?
How are you a blessing?
My shirt said.
I know that's right.
You a blessing?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Why you looking scared?
I'm not looking scared. This is every blessing.
Today's show
On Every
on
Woman.
I'm a blessing.
On I'm a blessing.
I'm a every
On
blessing.
today's show of Every Woman, we're talking about how we're giving back to the community, and Jerry happens to be here again today.
Jerry. There is Jerry. Jerry.
The most beautifulest thing in this world, gender revealed. Hot damn, it's a girl. And we move with intention. If you don't come correct, no, we don't listen. We on a mission. Did I mention? Cooking greatness, baby, we in the kitchen. In different dimensions, the energy shifting. Quite befitting, vibrations lifting. From corporate to the courtroom, we can afford to walk in our standards, then abort you. We ain't birthing no disrespect. Everybody gotta come correct. We talking gross and net. Baby, I flip coins and checks. Baby, I keep heels on neck, stunting season. And I don't need a reason to stunt, cause I always get what I want. Been getting it.
Great day, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Every Woman. My name is Lovely Davis, and I am sharing this platform with these beautiful ladies up here. How y'all doing today?
I'm feeling lovely.
Oh, my God. I hear that so many times, and let me tell you, it itches my booty cheeks. Huh?
Ooh, all of them? All of them?
All of them. Every single one I have.
She got a few.
Why does it?
Not that I would
I
know.
don't understand how many times I've heard this over the course of my life. The job that I just picked up in hospice. Do you know one of the elders, a senior man on his walker going, well, hey, what's your name, baby?
Especially him.
My name is Lovely. Well, it's lovely to meet you. So, I'm tired. I'm tired.
But look at you.
Lovely. It is lovely.
Look at how
It's
lovely you
very
are.
lovely.
And I couldn't understand from a lifetime of being so lovely how it must feel.
And we can
You
understand.
buttering toast right now. You buttering.
Being tall drinks, we can understand.
Oh, girl.
Climb a tree, you
Oh.
want to climb our trees.
If Ezekiel, one more, you look like a tall glass of milk, I'm going to have to throw one.
Please.
Don't say that, y'all.
Well, I mean,
Hey,
if it's befitting,
it's caramel milk. Mm.
Oh, it's caramel. Carrie, you got enough caramel.
become flavored.
Yeah,
Here, what udders are these coming from?
they're not.
You're not.
That's false. Don't drink that.
She said she's cashew milk.
I say
Okay.
You said champagne.
Whole glass of champagne.
Oh, okay.
Bubbly.
Very nice. Very
Okay.
nice.
Well,
Whatever works.
I have a topic for us to start our show off with today.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to talk about transgender couples having children.
Okay.
That was deep. Was quite a side.
I mean,
Give me some feedback. What do y'all feel about transgender couples having babies, children? I mean, they're bringing families together, and you can't really discriminate when it comes to, we're talking about taking care of children, giving them somewhere that is safe for them.
true.
I have so many questions. Like when you say transgender couples having babies, are they naturally having the babies themselves? Or are you saying like adopting babies or surrogacy? Are they switching their genders back to be the
Naturally.
Naturally themselves. And you have transitioned from being a woman to a man,
Or a man
Man
to
to
a
a
woman.
and now you're going to have children.
Can you transition from a man to a woman and become pregnant and have a successful long pregnancy? Is that a thing? Because I remember there was a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the day.
Oh, I remember that movie.
No, yes.
What was the?
It was around the kindergarten cop era, but I remember him being pregnant. Does anybody?
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
that.
Yes.
So weird.
So okay, so is that a real thing in life? Is that
It is a real thing in life. I actually saw
oh my
a
god?
post or something on social media where there was this couple. She had transitioned from a woman to a man, and he had transitioned from a man to a woman. And they naturally conceived, and I don't even know what's called. Her, who had transitioned to him, was pregnant. So she's in this male form.
Okay, so you were born with the toolkit and
did not change their body parts.
Right,
So they still had regular sex, but they look like the other sex.
right,
Right. Yeah.
right.
okay. My question is: can a man
Come on.
a man
Okay.
who would like to be woman on the outside have a baby on the inside?
No.
Okay.
So what we're saying is the woman
Yes.
who transitioned to a man, right? And then there's a man who transitioned to a woman.
So you keep all of the organs for reproduction, but you still look.
No. I understand that. Do y'all understand what I'm asking?
Are you saying even if you keep your main body parts that make you that gender, right? There's other hormones, there's other things that you have to do to yourself. So how is that?
Can a person born a man have a successful pregnancy? Has that been done yet?
It seems
No, I don't believe. No,
I don't think so.
that's not what it is.
We got to do some research on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I don't believe that it is. But what we're saying is these particular people still have their original parts,
right.
although they look different from what they were born with.
Okay.
Now I know there is one couple where they decided to have children before they completed the process of becoming a full-fledged man.
Okay.
Or a woman.
Yeah.
Here's my
They
question.
actually did conceive naturally, but
With
still.
all of that, how, with them doing this hormone therapy and all this kind of stuff, how is that going to affect the child? Because I'm sure there's got to be, you know what I'm saying? Like that's feeding into that.
a child.
Yeah. How is that going to?
Because think about it though, you have a beard and a mustache and everything, and you're breastfeeding this baby. What does it do to their psyche? How do they process that?
My face speaks louder than my voice a lot, and I can't help that, and that's why I love being a host and doing all this lovely thing, because I feel like
Here's my name again.
okay, it's gonna be like that all day. And really, I don't mind being curious outwardly. I don't mind having this conversation. I don't have any hate in my heart for anyone, but my face is like kind of going, dang, that's in my head when I think of a child drinking milk from a man, a person who appears to me as a man, is a little off-putting. I'm like, that's weird to me. I don't understand. I don't.
My concern is the health.
Yeah.
When you're a woman that transitioned to a man, in order for you to get that beard, in order for you to get the deep voice and all that, you've had to do some type of hormone therapy, some type of like less estrogen, more testosterone. So now that when you're producing a baby as a woman, you have so many different hormone levels naturally that your body does that you've now just affected by doing all this other stuff. And now you're like, how does that affect? Is that a health? Is the baby going to be a healthy baby of whatever it's going to be, or is it going to be I don't want to get people too left on it, but
Because for me, with the hormone therapy, and you say that you stop doing the therapy before you are ready to conceive. But with that, we know in certain cases with birth control, it stays in your system for a duration of time, regardless to if you stop with taking birth control or not. But how does that work with hormone therapy? Like, to what you were saying, does that mean that we're going to have the baby ingesting this hormone therapy that you're going through, and who's to say what that does to the sex of the baby?
And then they tell you don't drink while you're pregnant. Hold up. Y'all don't allow all these blends of cocktails of hormones to go into a pregnant body.
Exactly.
And you don't know what the effect is going to be. You don't want nobody smoking weed. You don't want nobody drinking while they're pregnant. We know the effects of that. I can't say I can understand or know the direct effects of how a whole sex change would actually affect the health of the mother or the child. And let's not forget to mention that there's a whole conversation about maternal health. And in this month and this week, while we're filming this, there's a conversation about, just maternal mental health too. I couldn't imagine extra hormones on top of the pregnant hormones that I already have, and just
Yeah,
that's a little wild.
well, yeah, you got to stop taking those hormones, and you got to jump on your the medicine for why you pregnant.
Well, I'll say this. If you want to be pregnant and you want to enjoy that experience and have the miracle of birth, then you also can accept all that comes with it, because you're not going to be as nice as you want to be. And so now you have another situation where society, this is so new. We don't know what this is about. We trying to see how this all playing out, right?
Is it new?
I don't know. I think it is. I mean, I would say within the last 20 years, there's a lot more presence and conversation about I don't even know if it's alternative is the right word to use, but I guess non-traditional partnerships coming together to raise children. Now, I will say that there's conversation about adoptions and gay couples and trans couples and people who actually adopt children. Now, once they are able to do that, then again, what are they teaching? How is that looking? I'm just not of that community, so I don't know.
Well,
We don't have the answers.
okay. Well, speaking of communities and everything like that, let's talk about adults having, and parents and everything like that, having a village or a community for themselves, right? So I'm going to pose a question and you tell me what you think about it. So are parents mentally equipped to raise children in an era where technology is comfort food?
Are we equipped for it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we're just in a constant state of adapting. I mean, there's no book on parenting that's like, this is what you're going to do. So I think we just, our natural maternal instincts that we have, we just kind of grow with the punches and try to figure things out, as they go. It's definitely different. We, from when I was a kid to now, and how my kid wakes up and is like, can I get the iPad? I'm like, whoa, chill. Take a minute, take an hour and chill before you touch that,
Mm-hmm.
And then the stuff that's on the screens, the stuff, we don't monitor it as much. We just think like, oh, it's a kid show, so this is good. And they're spending more time being influenced by the technology than actually conversations and interacting with other people. I think we weren't equipped, but we're just trying to figure it all out.
So what about the parents who are more into technology and being face to face with their computer or their tablet versus giving that parental love?
When you say comfort food, when you say comfort food, I understand that to mean where people go for someone that agrees with them. That's comfortable, right? A reassurance that no, I'm not crazy, or whatever the case may be. Crazy, so dismissive. That's not what I mean. But the point, okay, so everybody is going online and nobody's prepared mentally for parenthood. I refuse to believe that. I don't care what nobody say, because even if you're over preparing, to me, that's a little something uneasy. You're overcompensating in a way. When you're over preparing, you're doing things way too early without even knowing, let's say, if the child is viable, and people are going out and buying hundreds and hundreds of dollars of things that might go towards something, and they don't know how the process is going to go. They're not being mentally stable or sound about that, but we'll celebrate that. But then, so to me, the comfort food would be, well, if I'm that parent, I'll be looking online and doing all my research and finding things that align with what I want to believe. Nobody is going to be mentally prepared, whether or not to delay it or you over prepare it, and then your kids are going to, I feel like you just got to do the best you got with what you got. That's what our parents did. At least I would hope so.
And me too. Like, that's what I did with my kids. But at the same time, if you are one of those people who are on your computer or iPad or whatever all the time, are you really going to care that your child is doing the same thing? Because you're not really paying attention to them if you're doing it, right? So, and you can't really say, well, give it this hour before you jump on. When you first wake up, that's the same thing that you're doing, right? So you can't.
I do that. I'm always on my computer, but I remember I heard he's like, "Can I watch Sonic?" And I was like, "Sure." And it was Sonic on YouTube, not Sonic on the show. And I heard Sonic say, "Yo, and some," and I'm like, "Whoa." I'm like, "What type of Sonic you watching?"
Yeah.
I turn off the Sonic. So it's like I still, even though I got work to do, I still want to make sure whatever. And then I, in between we do the breaks, the writing, the educational stuff. So even if I'm jumping on my computer, it's so important to me what is in front of your face. Wow, I'm doing this.
The thing that brings me most comfort, I just want to add, is knowing that I'm paying attention now. Like now I actually have places where I can like reach out and connect and either get the comfort food I'm looking for or some level of I'm looking to excel or elevate in what I'm doing. If you're not paying attention, you're not going to know what the most recent information. And then you engage with them with that. Like you said, you was like, okay, cool, watch Sonic. But you know that this is a different Sonic. You know that this is a Sonic that's on YouTube. It might not be appropriate. It's not just you saying, okay, go be on your way. You're engaging with that in their own comfort zone.
Yeah.
Okay, so outside of, technology and everything like that and being supportive to parents and families and just the adults, do you know of any events or fun activities to help parents deal with being the parent or something that is supportive for their mental health and their needs?
I think it's who you are, right? So you have to tap into those things that make you feel good outside of work, outside of the kids, outside of that. So if it's hanging out with your friends or, you can go on a wine crawl or a beer crawl or something like that. If those are things that you enjoy to kind of help you relax, then I think those are the things that you need to tap into. A lot of things also is like people say coloring is a stress reliever. I'm not one to color, but
That's me.
Some people like it, right? Yoga and meditation and some other things too. So I think it works for the person. So you just got to know who you are and tap into those things.
I think for me personally, it's not losing myself in having kids. I do take my personal time very, very serious. So I make sure I go to the gym 3 times a week. I make sure I have my self-care days time. And that's what kind of keeps me sane. I don't know so many like mom groups that got, because they always got their kids. So it's never just like, a support system with other parents. It's always like you just got to make sure you good at the end of the day.
You know what though? And when you say support groups, I see so many of them on all the social media networks. And some of my personal friends I know have like started them and grown them over the years, and they've gotten really big. There was one when I first had the twins. It was like old head parent group. If you had your first baby after the age of 32 or whatever, and
Considered an old head?
I mean, if you have, I guess, but it brought together a really cool group of people. Like, I know this ain't right. If somebody please, if the baby poop look this way or whatever, they just bring all kind of funny things. Because again, we all kind of a quote unquote certain age or later in life than, like, let's say in my 20s, So that's a cool group. But then also that also again aligns with being online, being up to date, and saying, hey, okay, I have a resource, I can utilize it, and that's good. And then also I think there's a lot of difference between like the generation before myself and me, because I'm like, oh no, I'm going on that trip, and then Grammy and Pop and all right cousins, y'all come through because mama gotta go. I'm constantly discovering who I am. I got to figure that out. I don't know all the way yet. I'm Sabrina with other things now, but I know the foundation of myself. And let me tell you how I know I'm not wrong now. My mom just left today for a week long by herself vacation in Orlando. Talking about, I'm just going to take up the week instead. I don't want Westgate to, waste it. And I'm like, but Ma, the cheer competition is Saturday. Today's Sunday. Where you think you going? I'm not wrong. She adapted some self-care by listening to me and fussing at me. No, I don't feel so bad. I'll take that. Love yourself.
Well, I know within the community, they have sister circles.
Yeah.
And they have it where they're a group of women, and maybe you know some of them, maybe you don't. But you get together and you talk and you go over things and issues that you are having within yourself. And it opens the playing field for you to be able to be vulnerable with individuals. Because sometimes it's hard to talk to someone that you know or that knows you dearly versus talking to a stranger. So there are sister circles out there that could actually help. And I know as adults, we have this thing where we have to uphold and be strong all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But why is that title so hard for people to want to settle into? When someone tells you, "Oh, you're strong, you're resilient, you'll be able to handle it, and you can take care of it," there are a lot of people that dislike pineapples.
Yeah, because they see you
Enough.
outside. They don't see you in what you're doing, right? They only see you moving. So they don't see what did happen back here for you to get here.
Do you think that more people should show the things that are happening in the background to let everybody know that, hey, this is not just all glitz and glamour. I am actually a human. I'm going through the same things that you're going through.
I mean, that could help.
If it was a safe space to do that.
Yeah.
See, people weaponize your trauma in later times when it suits them. And so in order for me to be vulnerable in a circle of people that are not exactly familiar to me, I also have to be ready for what the outcome of that might be. Because here we are in society. Are we really that mature to come together and listen and learn and love each other like I would love for us to do? It's bitten me in the ass before. And I'm sure people have experienced that. You don't want to take that trauma of, oh, it hurt me last time, so it'll hurt me again. No. If I step into this, I know how to share now and where to go with it and hopefully open up a better experience moving forward.
Yeah, and it's also good not to look at people and say, "Oh, that's goals." You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what it took for them to get there. That relationship goals, because you don't know what they had to go through to get to this point, and you're only seeing what they want you to see.
Absolutely.
I have a quick question, and this is somewhat related. Pineapples. Does anybody else know anything about
Pineapple.
No, I have a question. And it's got something to do with, but community-wise, if you have a pineapple on your house, does that mean anything to anybody? I have a question.
Oh God, I've never heard of that.
Because is that coming around to me? We can move on, but it's been coming around to me in conversation lately, and it's a little wild to me, but we'll move on.
We're gonna discover pineapples after we take this break. We're gonna come back shortly with our first guest, and we're gonna talk about the youth and the village. We'll be right back. You and these pineapples.
The most suckerest of sucker-ish you've ever done.
Stay with me when I shouldn't have. I let him walk all the way over me. It was so bad.
You know the most suckerest thing I did? I bought a woman a car and I didn't have one. That's the truth. It's the truth.
Is definitely some sucker shit.
You are listening to the Sucker Stroke Hour.
Sucker.
I am every woman.
Welcome back, everybody, and we are here to talk about the children are our future with Yusef from Mama Akul's Community House. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, opening up, I want you to tell them some bits and pieces about yourself that built you to who you are today, or just who you are.
Well, thank you guys for having me. That's a very profound question. And answering that question, I started off thinking about, so by the age 15, I had been kicked out of every Detroit public schools. I was going through what I identified through my research as being socially molested.
Really?
Wow.
That's a
Social molestation.
Social molestation. And so what I mean by that is putting my trust in gentlemen who ran the streets, and them violating that in terms of having me behave in certain manners that was counterproductive to myself and to my community, that turned me into being a predator. And my mother had the foresight to see me going down a road that I was blind to, which was I possibly could end up getting killed or going to prison for the rest of my life. And my mother made the decision to make me a ward of the state when I was at the age of 15. It didn't change my life immediately, but however, it slowed things down. It gave me opportunity, particularly to to refocus to some degree, but also thinking about that time period coming from the 80s up until 89, that there was different segments of black men, black boys, and black children in general that was getting killed and things of that nature. And I could have easily fell into that trap. And my mother loved me deeply enough to fall on a knife, so to speak, suffer through that pain to save me and sacrifice herself in that manner to making me a ward of the state.
So when your mother did that to you, did it make you resent her in the beginning, or how did you feel towards her when that happened?
So again, as a result of being socially molested and not understanding the dynamics of what created me to be the predator that I was as a gang member, to co-found a gang in my neighborhood. And my first gang is my family. But I was being a threat to them by the things that I was doing and not realizing that threat was causing danger to my mother and my sisters. So my mother had to make a decision to protect not only my sister and herself, but also myself. And so her making that decision, obvious, being undeveloped and immature, I was angry, I was mad. I couldn't see the trees before the forest. But at some point, some level of maturity would occur years later where I could appreciate, but at that moment I was feeling anger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How's your relationship with your mom today?
I lost my mother 2 years ago. Thank you. Everything I am, everything I will be is a direct result of my mother. I went to prison for a crime I didn't do. I served 9 years. We know that story too often of black men and black folks going to prison, even so going for what they didn't do. And rarely do we get the opportunity to heal those that we've hurted. I can say honestly and without hesitation that I was able to heal that with my mother. Before she left this earth, she was extremely proud of me. I was able to be what she raised me to be, the type of man that she wanted to be in this community and in this society.
Do you have children now?
I have 2 sons.
How do you feel like your past has affected like how you raise your kids now?
That's a great question. So I had a son that was born 9 months after I got incarcerated, and his mother was killed when he was 2. So the things that he suffered from changed the trajectory of his life as a result of growing up in the shadow and the reputation who I once was. Well, with my other son, Kobe, it was a different dynamic coming home, having him. He's on his first year in Dillard University, third city.
So I have a question. They say folks don't change. Clearly, you may be living evidence that's not true. I'm willing to believe that, but where was that changing moment for you? Like it sounds like there was something that decided to wake you up.
I think that's a great question, and I would like to take the word change and add the word transformation.
Evolve, maybe, yeah.
So, particularly those who go through that process, and we know a lot of individuals who go in and read a little bit, start practicing a little something, come home, before you know it, they're back into the old behavior. For me, whatever I decided to do, I committed myself to that. My mother demanded me of that. Going to prison, my mother prayed, and her prayers were answered by me meeting my father in prison. That relationship that we developed in prison had a tremendous impact on me, redeeming and transforming my life. My redemption, my transformation is a direct result of my father's redemption and transformation. If it was left up to prison, I still be a gang member, I still be a Zone 8 thug. But because of my father and his ability to pour into me and all the things that my mother had been poured into me, you see that as a result of the man who I am today.
Wow.
So I have a question. In your opinion, how do you feel local schools are aiding or hindering the growth of our youth?
I don't think it's obvious the schools, but it's those who control the schools. So you're talking about a system, and that system is so invisible that we don't see the hand, we don't see the manipulation. So I'll give you an example. Wayne County, there's in the Detroit area in particular, it probably costs, or the state pay up to $10,000 a year for a child to go to school. If the further we go up north or whatnot, it goes up to 20, 30, 40, 50,000. in terms of investment into the school, investment into that child. That has a direct result on the type of education, the type of school setting, the environment that we have, the type of the teachers, the principals, all those things matter. So if you have a budget that is pretty much penny, you're going to have a poor quality of school. But also, when you think about Black folks and how we was raised, poverty and racism was never an excuse to behave poorly. It was every reason why we loved each other, protect each other. But at some point, we've got overworked, we got overwhelmed, we've lost that mandate. Teachers who wasn't getting paid a lot, they still showed up.
So you're saying basically we get what we pay for in the system?
Well, I'm saying it's intentional.
Mm.
So it's by design, but because we don't understand social economics dynamic, we just it's the parents' fault, it's the community fault, etc. No, it's much deeper than that.
Mm. Okay.
So I'm understanding you're the founder, is that correct, of the Mama Akulas? Is that I'm
No, hey, drop it like it's hot.
I'm asking.
I was like it's hot.
Okay. So with that being said, what brought you to this point? How did you start this community house in the community?
Well, first and foremost, I don't like using the word founder. And the reason I don't like using the word founder, because it we all working together, and I'm always saying I'm the founder. It puts me above you guys. It negates to some degree the connection. I don't. It's like me. I always have to show up. I'm a man. Either I'm a man or I ain't. Like my principles, how I act. I like to call myself as the engine, the thought process behind it, as it wasn't for me. It was for my community. It was for my neighborhood. And then it was, so to get to the Mama Cool Community House, it has to go back to we had one institution called the Urban Network Cyber Cafe that would function in my neighborhood for maybe around 4 or 5 years. This house was given to me as the first business closed. We pretty much took that concept, and what's amazing and significant to me about the community house is literally on the street I grew up on, literally right down the street from the house. My mother and my grandfather, all of us lived in, we still own. So it's, again, when I tell you about this, being a predator to now come back to my neighborhood to be a protector. There's an offering to engage in my community. Again, we know the story quite often of guys going to prison, men or women, and what's that transition? And also statistic says, you can't go back to the neighborhood, because my neighborhood it still suffers from the same things that contributed me going to prison, and to be able to rise above that, because they say I probably end up getting killed or I get back in the game, things of that nature. And so being able to confront those things and overcome that and create another alternative, another vision for my homies in my neighborhood means everything. That's why I say, before my mother left, I can say that she was proud of me.
I have a twofold question to follow up on that. So I know a lot of people who look at Detroit and immediately think social programming to some degree, right? Oh, they need stuff. Okay, cool. So part one of my question is, there's a lot of goodwill people, and there's a lot of programs that connect those ideas to reality. But I also know that there's a lot, like you said, there's a system that you had to kind of like work with. What were some of those challenges in getting started and actually starting to reach the communities that so desperately need these resources? And how do you know what they need? Because it's, let's do a backpack drive. Let's do it. Like, what if they got backpacks? What if they got coats? How do you know what people really actually need in your community and how you best serve them?
That's a great question. For me, everything I do come out of my own lived experience. So a lot of times we want to go out and help people without first helping ourselves, without first overstanding. Again, the need comes out of examining and looking, right? So you try to help somebody who's a drug addict or someone who's an alcoholic, but you never resolve those issues in your own life. It doesn't prepare you. It ultimately sets you up for failure. But many of the obstacles was, this it's a pimp game. It's a pimp system. Some people call it poverty pimping. Unfortunately, helping us and helping our people has become a hustle. A lot of us are chasing grand dollars. A lot of us who are looking to do this, to be in front of the media, things of that nature. So while I was in prison, I read. One of the most important books I read was called Black Women in White America at the age of 19. And after I finished reading that book, I cried myself to sleep.
Whoa.
And the reason I cried myself to sleep because I realized if I had died at the age of 19, I betrayed what it meant to be Black in America. And now reading and learning about Fred Hampton, Malcolm X, the Black Panther Party, the Black Liberation Army, and seeing a new vision, a new opportunity for me to step into. And coming home was my opportunity to engage my community through a lens of liberation, of struggling. It wasn't that I created, it's something I stepped into.
Okay. So
what do you believe is one of the most important skills that our youth needs to be successful?
That's an interesting question. And it's interesting because sometimes we tend to pull the youth away from the community and from the family. And I think that's in a society such as America, it's like a European concept. And what I mean by that is because African Black people were communal. We're connected and things. And so if we invest in the youth, but don't invest in the parents, don't invest in the school system, the teachers, the youth has really failed. Because at the end of the, so me as a kid, I heard it every time my mother heard it. My mother heard it every time I heard it. I mean, that relationship, that connection. So if we improve the skill system of the schools, of the community, of the parents, that's the trickle down to impact the youth. But if we separate them and put them on their own, how do they grow up to be connected to anything? Because they're treated as an individual, not within the confinement of being involved in the community. So the greatest skill set is to teach them how to love their community, how to respect their community, how to engage. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of Black kids, we're taught we got to lead the hood versus how do we love our hood.
And it's interesting that you say that, actually, because there's a lot of programs that are available, and sometimes you get inspired and want to go and work in a different place or a different state. Are there like services that are available that are transferable no matter where you go? That's
a good question. I'm pretty sure that they are. I'm cautious on a lot of things because it's a lot of hustle out here. I think if it's the person that you see that's, so I just cut it like this. So like my sister just called me the other day, a childhood friend. They was short $400 on a funeral. Hey, can you? My sisters know. Hey, I ain't got it like that, but they know I'm community. I gave her $400. Like where's that program? Where's that program? You can go literally again. When my mother needed help, there was nobody in the community to go talk to. So that's what made the court system her option. And that's the importance of the community house and others who are similar to us, being right there in our communities and not looking down and chastising people, but understanding who they are and why they function that way. Because at the end of the day, we can't scare our youth straight. We got to love them straight.
Yeah, well, now that, I'm sorry.
Sure. No, so what I want to thank you for being here with us. But what I want you to do is tell everybody where they can find you, some resources that maybe Mama Q's Community Center gives out and everything like that, or does for the community. I know, but everyone else needs to know how to find you and where you are and everything like that.
Well, folks can find me at just Facebook. Either Yusef Bunchy Shakur or Dr. Yusef Bunchy Shakur. I'm on Instagram, same name. If you just go
spell that for him.
Sure. YUSEF BUNCHY SHAKUR. If you just Google my name, all my direct information can come up. We're located at 2431 Ferry Park Street, 2431 Ferry Park Street. We're a community center. We have a computer lab. Every last Sunday month, we do what's called Big Mama Sundays. There's other initiatives and programs that we partner in the community. We're also partnering with like Keeping Alive Village on the east side, who does a lot of great work with young people and their families. Also, I'm part of a group called Community Movement Builders, who also engage the community. And I work for a nonprofit where I'm co-executive director, the Michigan Roundtable, where we have a summer youth program that we launch as well.
Awesome. Well, with all that being said, we'd like to thank you again for being with us, and we will be back with you guys shortly.
If we was to make this personal, I would just say, like, I'm not interested in what I do. I mean, I love what I do. Just think about that girl, that pretty girl that you're interested in, and think about the one you're in love with, and think about how you approach it differently. What would you do differently for the person you're interested in versus the one you love? So my challenge to you is find that thing that you love. Find that thing that you can't go without. Find that thing you can't sleep without doing and make it yours. Embrace the journey. I remember calling my job my business partner. I needed an investor, so I went to work. And I went in there every day happy, knowing that I was getting money to support my dream and my vision. You know that love I talked about at the beginning? That's my why. Find your why, y'all. Trust the process. Glow and grow in the sun. Learn to dance in the rain. Do what you love. The money will come. Coach Jelly.
I am every woman.
And welcome back. We are here to talk about giving from the heart or the pocket, and we are here with Jerry once again. Welcome back.
Thank
How
you for
are
having me.
From
Doing fantastic.
I am a blessing. It is
Can't keep you away.
no.
I'm glad y'all like me a little bit.
Look, right there.
Maybe.
It's my
That right there.
So how have things been going with you?
things have been going great. I don't know if you guys know, but we got a new food truck.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Talk a little
twice
bit
the
about
size
that.
of the last one.
What? Because I haven't seen it yet.
And it's a barbershop in the back of it, too.
Are you serious?
With 2 chairs, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't play. I quit school because they had recess.
Whoop.
Oh,
You
well.
quit school because it had recess.
Let's talk about
You
failing,
ain't like to play outside?
failing our students in the community.
He said, look.
But they bounce back and they turn out like you, Jerry. Tell us how you're a blessing.
Ooh.
That's what the sweatshirt says anyway. Right.
Well,
How you a blessing?
well, you know, I wake up every day trying to be a blessing to people.
Amen.
Jerry don't like talking about himself. Jerry.
He does.
I don't, but you know, I'm a blessing because I love helping people.
Okay.
He loves
And
feeding
that's
people.
And that's
I like feeding people. I love cooking. I love getting in the kitchen on Wednesdays, doing my thing, putting the love into the food.
Last time I was in the kitchen with Jerry, we put a pot of rice and like all the liquid we could find. And then it's like 2:30. We trying to still feed about 50 more people.
And we did.
And we did. He put 3 cans of mixed vegetables, 16 chicken bouillon.
Worked it out.
I was like, who? All right, get to what it do. We gonna make sure they're good and the sodium levels are good. But we fed people and it was a blast. It's always fun going down and hanging out with you.
We crack jokes. We love on the people because, you know, a lot of people, mental health issues. And we crack jokes on them.
How do you do this every Wednesday? No matter what the weather is, and we in Detroit.
I don't know. That's the most consistent thing I've ever done in my life. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I remember one winter, I think like I saw you give your shoes off your feet to a person.
Yes.
And that's when I was like, this is the real deal.
Thank Jerry.
Real. No, seriously, because you can I was looking for places to give money, and you can give your money to a bunch of different places and have no clue, like, where's it going? But, like, when you're donating to the cause, like, I'm a blessing,
Yeah.
you know, you see it. If you go every Wednesday, you see exactly where it's going. You see the people it's touching. You see, he really is a blessing, and I just totally admire him.
What would land you to this?
My parents took me downtown to feed the less fortunate when I was about 13 and 14. And I said, oh man, I'm going to do this again one day. And it happened when I was about 32. Yeah, went back. And 14 years later, we're still doing it.
Oh, every single Wednesday.
So I know you mentioned that you got a new truck, right?
We have a new truck. Yeah.
So what happened to the other truck?
The last truck was smashed in a storm. Tree fell on it, and super unfortunate, but we got a bigger truck. So everything worked out. You know, a lot of people helped and donated. So we got a bigger truck. You know, I redid the whole truck. You know, I had a lot of help from friends and family. So we're back. You know, we still need some things. You know, the generator went out last week. But, you know, it kind of works when it wants to. So I want to put another generator on it and, you know, get everything going like it needs to go.
I was going to ask, so what are some ways that people can help you out and donate, you know, outside of just like money?
I like for people to come down and see what we're doing. And then however they want to help, they can help, you know, because we don't ask. And, you know, the gentleman you guys had on before me, he said it. It's like a pimp game on the homeless right now. Shoot, it's been 14 years. I haven't gotten a grant, anything. You know, everything we put on that food truck, it comes out my pocket and people who help. So nobody's giving us nothing to go give to the people. We cook it, we buy it, we, you know, feed people what we would want for ourselves.
And that's the good and honest truth. I'll tell you that much, because no matter what it is, and you came here on our previous season, and we were introduced to serving the community with you, and we had fun. And then we came back, and every time I come back to serve the community with Jerry, I know at noon on Wednesday, if I ain't doing nothing else, I can go downtown, and there's moon pies, socks, razors. It's funny. You can get spaghetti, biscuits, macaroni cheese, a haircut. No donation is too big or too small, right?
Yeah, we had Louis Vuitton shoes last week. A lady donated.
Wow.
So yeah, a lady that came down and you never know. You know, we've had donations from Andre Drummond, Lamar Woodley. We get all types of clothes and nice things, to give to people. A lot of
flowers.
People, yeah, flowers. Sometimes we do flowers. Just loving on people. Yeah. Meet them where they are.
And even if you so happen to be hungry yourself, he does not mind.
I don't mind, and you were welcome to eat all the chance.
Good serving.
Was it good?
It was delicious. Now I can't give away things I don't know what they taste like. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
So I think
you got lovely sister.
22nd time out. I think we need your banana bread next Wednesday.
Mike,
on the food truck.
Really?
Yes.
I would love to.
No
I would
nuts.
love to. Back in the day, oh God, he said no nuts.
Listen,
I'm not going to
start doing that today. No nuts.
Well, honestly, back in the day, what I used to do is I used to bake a whole lot. And I knew a lot of elders.
Okay.
So I would just bake and divvy up everything and drop it off from house to house to house to house. And I would sit on the porch with people and I would just talk to them and listen to their stories and everything while they were eating. So I'm more than happy to.
You a blessing too. Yeah. Do you at any point solicit for donations, or is it just show up?
I hate doing that. I just do. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I know, but
even
God been keeping us going for 14 years.
But even when your truck went down, but the community showed up for you.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Without you asking.
Yeah.
But I would like to know, we always see you giving, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you never ask for help or assistance.
You say you don't like it.
That's a
Why?
problem, I guess. I don't know. I just I see so many people abusing it.
Okay.
But you're not.
Right. So why not ask?
I don't ever want to look like them.
Okay.
Why do you feel like you would look like that? Because
it's hard to, I would use a comparison, but I don't want to use it like that. But if you're standing next to something, you look like it,
You listen, look, man, if the devil was an angel, at the end of the day, you are who you say you are. And if you stand on integrity, even if you make a mistake, you have the opportunity to stand there and continue to bless people, regardless of what people think or don't think. What I will say is, and if you don't mind, on behalf of Jerry, if there are any grant writers that would like to donate their time, I'm sure that he would be very happy to maybe be okay with that. You know what I mean? Because it's beyond things. I might not have a whole, bucket full of socks, but I might know a grant writer, or I might know someone who can contribute to your business. And that's another way we can always give back to the community.
Do you ever go to the Forgotten Harvest or anything like that to give donations?
I've done that a couple times. Yeah, we did it a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah. My buddy was the CEO over there. And we do get people with businesses that help out. We get Motor City Soul Food. They've been donating food for about the last 7 to 8 months. We get Uptown Barbecue, different places like that. So they give us a little bit and we, put more food with it because we feed a lot of people every week,
What does your marketing look like? Just, and I know you don't call it that, but where are you, the conversations you have? I'm a part of them, but I'm just saying, in general, where people who aren't me, where could they get in on the conversation and know what you got going on?
Man, it's so hard to trust people, honestly, because I've had so many people say, hey, we want to be a part of what you're doing. We want to help you, but they've had an agenda. So I don't even like to post too much, but I do post because it's people who watch the videos and they need to see it. And they say, man, we started feeding the homeless in Tennessee because we saw your videos. Or
that's awesome.
There's the devil, you got to dance in some way in order to do what you want to do ultimately.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm open for change, but for the last 14 years, we've been doing it like this and it's been working. And I've seen a lot of people come and go, and I never want to be like a look at me, look what I'm doing type of dude. That's why I don't like to post, but I need to post more.
Absolutely.
And I will.
It's a delicate dance.
Yes, it is.
It's like good with the bad. You say you've been doing this consistently for 14 years. Do you have, and you like what you're doing, do you have a next level up of, hey, this is I'm a Blessing square. This is the next level.
What is that vision?
Like, do you have, or you just, it's okay, just like this.
Tell y'all that.
Oh, you got some
Tell
stuff.
y'all, I got some stuff in the
Okay, your
works.
little sneak peek for our
Well,
viewers.
you know about the warming center we opened up, in the winter months.
No.
There goes his marketing.
Did you post it?
Okay, so one winter I was sitting on the couch with my son and it was cold. We were watching the news. People were literally dying because it was so cold. I said, man, I wish we had, a place to take the homeless. And then he was like, Dad, what about the building downtown? And I'm like, man, that's right. So we literally left, started working on it, opened up the Jim Boykin Warming Center. And I Fix Detroit played a big part in it. So we had probably about 30 homeless people there. I lived down there for about 2 months and we served them. Everybody pitched in to help. That was one thing.
How long ago was that?
This was in 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that still operational?
We do, but I do it quietly. You know what I mean? Because, when you tell people, hey, we got a place for the homeless, everybody comes. So I kind of, we did it backdoor. It wasn't everybody knowing about it. Then we, about the house we gave away.
Yeah, the house, the cars, the
house. We do cars and different things. And quietly we do things because it's a lot of people that will abuse what we do because they know I'm a giver. So I get people that call me all the time and say, hey, our lights are out. We need a stove. We need this and that. And I say, well, how much do you need? They'll give me a number. Then I'll go look at their Facebook and they got new shoes, Gucci, new iPhone, and you at the club, So I'm like, not today.
Yeah.
So
My damn.
yeah.
That's
So
You have to.
So maybe with the quality of how you're able to serve in this capacity at this point of time in your in your servitude, it's almost like you want to just inspire other people to kind of move this way versus becoming a much bigger entity.
It's fun.
Fun.
We have a good time because, it's a blessing to be on this side of the giving.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
I'm thankful and grateful, to be able to do this. But we got some big things in plan. But loose lips sink ships, so I'm going to keep it quiet right now.
Okay. Off the subject, and I might get fired for this, but Jerry, and I know you're a very private guy, but I mean, there's been so much chatter around the city about just, man, is Jerry married? I mean, is he an eligible bachelor? I mean, you're always giving. I know.
Mine's wants to live.
And he could plead the fifth. But Jerry, I mean,
He's comical. So
It has not been a lot of chatter, so you don't have to see. Nobody talking about me.
You wouldn't know.
Nobody would
checking
tell
me
you.
in.
Nobody would tell you.
Listen,
I had to put her on the spot. Say less.
That's it. That's all.
I just love being a blessing.
Okay.
we ain't get nothing out of this man.
No,
He ain't gonna tell us Nate.
not a thing.
What?
And he on every single woman. He on every woman right now. And he telling all the women that he's a blessing. So, amen.
No, yeah, the show.
Okay.
People really be on. Let's clear that up.
The show.
I feel like you wouldn't be shy to step to any woman if that's how you felt.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I think about the question
I'm trying to drag this out to see if he'll answer the question
he's not
eventually. I'm a good host.
I just wanted to put him on the spot. That's it. I just wanted to put him on the spot.
Okay,
Well,
since we putting him on the spot.
And we'll be right back.
We here now.
Like, come on, lovely.
So since we playing a dating game, what type of woman do you love?
Can we make a bachelor just for you and just like have you with the rose?
The giving mayor.
It's nothing like
that's
a
good.
giving woman. A woman who is God-fearing, doesn't care about everything everybody else cares about, if you know what I mean. Is confident within themselves. And
She can't wear makeup.
I didn't say that.
I heard him say it.
I heard he say
Granola looking, I think he said.
I didn't say
Granola.
What is granola you know?
I don't know.
They said you said it. So
I didn't say it.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Huh? I ain't hear it today though.
Yeah, but a funny woman, comical, that's very important. But
she got to know how to cook. I know it. Because she got to help on the truck.
That's exactly
but men who can cook Usually they ladies
pause.
don't know how to
Jerry,
cook.
you can cook.
What?
Okay.
I did try the rice. It was good.
let's-
You didn't know that?
No, I don't think I knew that.
I'm about to say,
So you
rewind
love feeding people the way you
selector.
do.
We have a food truck. I
Well,
cook
you
Like, listen.
I could, I started a food truck because I want to give
Yeah,
it
but
to people,
people come.
ask people to come.
The people keep coming.
Because they hungry.
It don't matter.
So that's amazing. So the woman doesn't have to cook because you could. Hey, man. I heard him say
Take a
that.
little bit.
I heard him say that.
I heard an inkling of partnership was important, I think. And I don't know. I didn't put that word in your mouth. It was on the street. And I'm bringing
Sorry,
it
we
here.
had to go there on that, the
So far
cool,
as
you
the
know.
food
Go ahead.
truck goes,
Okay. Food
being
truck.
a blessing to the community. Okay. So you cook.
I cook. We have Chef Tiffany. We have
Chef
different
Tiff?
people
She's
who cook
awesome.
on the food truck. But
Yeah.
I throw down.
Because that's what I was going to ask. Do you have any other outsourced people that actually come down and cook with you?
I do. We have Chef El Simone. She was on the Food Network and
Okay.
Test Kitchen. She comes in town from time to time. We haven't seen her in a while. El
He's
Simone.
called you out.
He
Come on
looking
back.
for you.
San Juan, 6 Mile. We grew up together.
Oh, okay.
Come on,
He
Chef.
looking
Come
for
on,
you.
Chef. He
Water
wants
fights, water balloon fights when we was little, remember? Yeah, but she comes on the food truck.
you. Very nice.
Okay.
And different people. I might be forgetting some people.
So there was a question actually that I did ask the previous guest, and I want to ask you as well. You had a aha moment. You've explained to us why you're here, every Wednesday you do your thing. Now, how do you know exactly what the community needs?
We don't. Who does? Because like I said, it's a lot of mental health, troubled people. And you can't just approach somebody who's out there in the streets like that, So we meet them with, hey, we got some food. Do you need some socks? Do you need some
So
bus
it's almost a
tickets? Do you
gateway
need
give.
Yeah, and then you have to build trust with people so you can help them in the way they need to be helped. Yeah. So, everybody who comes down there, they're loving people, giving people, and, we have a good time. It's a great time down there.
Is there ever
Lauren comes down from time to time, but we just haven't seen her in a while.
Oh.
And you know what? I need to. I need to, and I will.
Yeah, we haven't seen her, and it's been quite a while.
I wanted to just mention too, one thing I like, is that it's very personal. Like all the people that come and that are getting served, they know each other, their names. Hey, how's John been? Hey, how's that doing?
Yeah.
It's like it's really a community full of it's not just here's some food, you hungry, here's some food. It's, oh, hey, Johnny, or hey, how's this? So you even people with the mental stuff, y'all treat them so good, and just I can feel the love.
How do you handle that? Being in the position that you're in and dealing with people with mental health issues and everything, and you're out in the field and you're giving and you are safeguarding everybody else that's working under you.
Have to, yeah.
Right. So how do you manage this situation? Because I'm sure that something has occurred that you.
It's been a few things that have occurred, but sometimes people don't have the money to take their medication.
Yes,
so
right.
we have people who love us, hug us. Hey, Jerry, how's you doing? And then one week, they're ready to fight. Then they'll come back the next week like, I'm sorry. So yeah.
But you've also got your peeps on the perimeter, and I that's something I, as a Detroit woman, understand to look for. It's a certain consistent amount of men that I see with you every single time I come, and they stand around in their own certain posts. And again, being around enough, I notice. Yeah. Shout out.
It's funny.
Shout out to Shoot.
But whenever we have something or somebody is unorderly, the people in line to straighten them out. Real quick.
Yeah,
they you're not gonna mess this up.
Oh yeah.
Is there ever a point where you get people from the medical community to come out and kind of help with people, maybe taking blood pressure or stuff like that?
Not consistently, but now that we have the bigger truck, we're adding a lot of different things to that. So I'm glad you said that. I'll, put that into play.
Yeah, that's something else you can do. Plug that.
Yeah.
But really that, and we actually have a spot designated for her banana bread.
Oh, right there on the truck.
What about
Next to the hot chocolate, special marshmallows that he has a nice tray, and he puts nice, lovely hot drinks and of all kinds.
There's that name again.
Lovely hot drinks, and there were nice big marshmallows and little marshmallows, and he made them special. He sprinkled the cinnamon on top.
What? At one point they were doing massages. Still got that?
Massages?
We did some years back.
Okay.
We have somebody who does that from time to time. Yeah, so.
Okay, well, maybe that's 2 plugs for myself.
Okay.
Well, Jerry,
Okay.
look into the camera and tell these beautiful people where they can find you, how they can donate to you, and don't be afraid to ask.
We're on imablessing.org, and that's IMABLESSING.org. Instagram, it's I'm a Blessing _food truck. And on Facebook, it's actually We Are One Community Unity, because the organization's name is We Are One Community Unity. So I'm a Blessing is just the movement.
That's good. Well, thank you again for being with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. And this has been our show for today. So how do we exit the scene, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen?
Y'all want to see?
Let's go.
I am every
Woman.
Oh my God. Not today. I ain't singing that one.
I am every woman.